Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how to work with graphics as well as text, and then also we'll end with creating a logo within this InDesign tutorial. So first start off to going File, Place, and then select whatever graphic or image you want to place within this sheet. And then just click to drop that wherever you want, and it expands to this large image. So you can scale this image by double clicking inside, which selects the actual image, and then scaling it however you want. You can also hold down Shift and scale it uniformly. Okay, and then as you can tell, there's still this frame that's around it. So the frame acts as a tool. You can crop the image by using the frame, or you can create different shapes for the image with the frame. So for example, if you wanted to put the image or have a circle border, you can go to the shape tools over here and select the ellipse tool, draw a circle, and then go back to File, go to Place, select your graphic, and it'll place it within. Now, as you can tell, the circle is fairly small, so we can do one of two things. We can expand the circle to fit more of the image, or we can double click inside and scale the image down and move just whatever part we need within that circle. If you're not satisfied with the quality of your image, you can double click and then go to View, go to Display Performance, and change it to High Quality Display. So as you can tell, it cleared up the quality within that image. Okay, so the next thing you can do is create strokes or lines, and you can use this to create a different type of layout within your page. You can also create borders for the image. So if you wanted to create a border for this image, you would create that line, and then over here in the Properties panel, you can change the type. So if you click Stroke and go down to Type, you can change it to any of these. Then you can also increase how big they are by increasing the weight. You can also do that over here. So once you like that, you can scale it down and border your image with that line. And you can do that by drawing more lines, and changing them accordingly as you go, or you can copy the lines that you already drew and place them on the other side. So that's how you can create decorative borders for your graphics. And like I showed you earlier, by having your selection tool, you can hover over the image and you'll see this donut shape, and you can move that image around to wherever or however you want it to appear. You can also create a shape with the gradients within it. If you wanted to maybe create a background for this. So to do that, you would select whatever shape you want. You can move that shape behind it. And then you can select this shape again, go to Fill, and go to Gradient. And you can create different type of gradients here. So under Type, you can also select Radial. And then you can also select the colors that you want for that by clicking on these boxes over here. And then if you want this shape behind that graphic you just brought in, you can right click, go to Arrange, and Send to Back. If you want to see more of the gradients, go back to that gradients fill you just created. And you can bring in that white a little more. So it created more of gradients that you can see with an image on top. You can also do the same thing by creating a shape and then going to Window, going to Color, and going to Gradient. This one's not as advanced, but it is an option. So you can select your type and create it that way. Now you can also align and wrap text if you want your image to be within the text. So let me delete some of this and add in some text to show you how to do that. So if you have your image here, and then maybe you have some text, I'm just gonna go to Type and fill it with a placeholder. So you want maybe this image to be within the text. So to do that, select the image. And then go to the Window menu and go to Text Wrap, and you can select how you want it to appear. And then you can slowly move the text up to see how it's being affected. As you can tell, it changes as you move the text around. If you want to get even more creative or create a unique shape within the text wrap, you can go to your direct selection tool and then go to your pen. But first click inside of the text, then go to your pen, and you can start creating a shape that you want. But to do that, you want to make sure that your text wrap window is still open. So once you have that open, that's when you can start creating the unique shape with the pen. So let's say you have your shape and then you want the text to wrap around that shape. You can do that as well. So the last thing we're going to look at is how to create a logo. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that line we just created. So to create your logo, go to your text tool, create a text box, and then type whatever letter or name you want. I'm going to first change the text size in the properties panel. I'm just going to change it to 72, type my letter, and then you can do one of two things or both. You can go to your selection tool and you can scale this letter. And the first thing you'll want to do is go to type when you have this letter selected, and then you'll go to create outlines. Okay, so now you can scale this letter, and remember, if you press shift, it'll scale it uniformly. And then if you select your direction selection tool, the letter will have these segments appear on it, and you can press on the segments to manipulate the shape of the letter. To do that, double click on that letter and you can start pulling those segments to manipulate. So once you have your desired shape, after manipulating, you can also add a box or some kind of shape behind the letter. And then you can fill that shape to whatever color you want. And then make sure to send that shape to the back. So right click, go to arrange, and set to back. And then place it wherever you want. And then we can make a subtraction within this shape. So select both the shape and the letter. So once you have these both selected, go to Object, go to Pathfinder, and select Subtract. And as you can tell, it makes a subtraction from the shape. And then whenever you're done, if you want this whole document, you can go to File, and you can export this as a PDF or anything else you want.